Maximizers, and welcome to Build a Business with Chris, the place for you to learn how to build a profitable business that you love. I'm your content coach, Chris the Maximizer, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my top tips for creating what I like to call connection content. Now, connection content is the type of content you need to create when you are building your audience. This type of content does what? It connects you to your ideal clients. It helps you build your audience. So as a business owner, you actually have someone to sell to. Now, I categorize this content as connection content because over my years of building my business and creating content, I was like, what is this pot of content that I'm creating that is allowing me to build my audience? It's allowing me to connect with my audience. It's allowing me to attract the ideal clients who want to buy what I'm selling. And connection content, it just fit, right? So this is how you're going to connect with your ideal client. I'll never forget, I had a client say she was following like 1,000 people. And I was like, why are you following 1,000 people on your business page? And she was like, well, how else will people know that I've transitioned from my personal page to my business page? Like, how will they find me? And I said, you're going to create the content that's going to attract them to your page. So I said, unfollow everyone that's not a paying client. If they haven't paid you, if they haven't bought from you before, don't follow them. I want you to leave your business page open to receive followers of people who actually connected with you and want to buy what you're selling. And this is how you create connection content. So connection content is very simply the what's and the why. You want to share the what's and the why of your business, the what's and the why of your industry, and the what's and the why of your story. So first, let's talk about your business. What is your business? Why did you start it? Why is it important? Why do we need it? Why is it even a thing? People buy because they know the why. So when they know why you started your business, why it's important, that will start to help them to connect with you. Then we talk about your industry. What industry is your business in? And what is that industry? Why is it important? Why do people need it? What are things that people think they know about the industry, but they don't really know? When I started off, I was in the couponing industry, and there were so many myths and things that people thought about couponing, but it actually wasn't true. Or there were certain things that people were doing because they thought they had to do it because they were couponing, and actually you didn't have to do that. So talk about the what's and the why of your industry. If you're selling candles and you're making content about different types of candles, different scents of candles, different sizes of candles, different uses of candles, you're going to attract people who like candles. Those are your ideal clients. If you're selling candles, you want to attract people who like candles. So make content around your industry, the what's and the why. And then lastly, your story. Who are you? How did you start? Why did you start? Why is this important to you? Why are you in this industry? Why did you choose this business? Why did you choose this product? People are nosy. People are nosy. They want to know about you. They want to know about your why. I'm not telling you to tell all of your nitty-gritty detailed business on the internet. Don't do that. But I'm telling you to tell the version of your story that you're comfortable with sharing online that helps your audience understand this is where I started, this is where I am today, and this is where I'm trying to go in the future with this business. Your audience wants to know you. Your audience needs to know you, like you, and trust you before they buy from you. And creating this connection content is going to be the first step to getting you there. Now, I have a lot of versions of my story, but I have the core version of my story. I started teaching women how to coupon. I always knew that I wanted a business. My clients started asking me to help them start businesses. They asked me to help them start YouTube channels and side hustles. So in 2020, I started doing that. From there, I did both for a while. And then in 2023, I decided I needed a pick. I picked being a content coach. And then in 2024, 2025, I got even more specific. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to be a business coach that specifies in content and more specifically specifies in YouTube because YouTube is my main platform. That is literally a 1-minute version of my story. I have a 2-hour version of my story. I got a 1-hour version of my story. I got a 15-minute version of my story, right? But those are the key points to my story. One of my other key points is I got fired from my 9-to-5 and went full-time in my business and had been full-time for the past 6 years. So there's a lot of steps in my story that I share on the internet, but I'm not sharing with you my deepest, darkest secrets. I'm not sharing with you every single up I had and every single down I had because there has been some very down times in the course of my business, but I'm not sharing all of those. They're not relevant in the grand scheme of me telling you the story of me for you to connect with me, see yourself in me, and make you want to be a follower and a subscriber of me on my social media platform, and then later down the line become a paying client of mine and get your problem solved by the solution that I have. So connection content is literally the what and the why of your business, your industry, and your story. The next way to create connection content is to know your why. Now, you heard me say the why is why people buy. You have to know without a shadow of a doubt why you have your business. Why are you creating this content on social media? Why are you selling the product or service that you are selling? You have to be crystal clear on it. The why makes people buy. If you're unsure why you're doing this, if you're unsure about what having a business means for you and means for your family and means for your life, you're not going to connect with your ideal clients. Your ideal clients need a way to know you, like you, and trust you. And being crystal clear on why you started is a start. So I had my business because I knew that I always wanted a business. And along with that, I wanted the time freedom more than anything. More than the money freedom, I wanted the time freedom. I used to dream about days when I didn't have to wake up to an alarm, when someone else wasn't in charge of my time, where I have to be here at this time, stay here at this time. Being forced to ask for a vacation day, being forced to ask to come in late or leave early because I wanted to do something with my kid. I dreamed for a time where I didn't have those tethers on me, where someone else dictating my life because they signed my paycheck. That is something I wanted more than the money freedom. The money freedom is great. I have unlimited earning potential right now. There's no cap on the amount of money that I can make within my business, and there's no cap on the amount of income streams that I can work on. There's no cap on when I work in my business. I don't have a start time. I don't have an end time. I can work on Sunday. As I'm recording this video, it's a Saturday morning. And then on Wednesday, I did a little teeny tiny bit of work, right? So I wanted the time freedom more than anything. That's my why. And a lot of other business owners can connect with me on that. You want more time with your family. You want more time with your friends. You want more time with your kids when they're little and in these different stages of life. And you can't always get that when you have to clock in to a 9 to 5. So for me, the biggest why of my business is time freedom. Next is your story. Now, I briefly talked about telling your story. Next, I want to talk about why you decided to solve this problem. When you're connecting and looking to connect with your ideal clients and you're talking about a why did you choose this problem to solve? So within your industry, you started your business. And within your business, you're solving a problem. Why did you decide to solve this problem? Why is this important to you? Why is this important to everyone else? So when I decided to start my business, I had been couponing for 10 years. I loved couponing. I couponed my whole adult life. I didn't know how to function as an adult without getting things for the lowest price possible. And I don't care. The millionaire version of me, she will coupon. If couponing, deals, BOGOs, rebate apps are available when I'm a millionaire, I'm always going to use them. So why did I choose to solve this problem? Because I saw so many women, especially women with children and women in families, I saw them spending a ridiculous amount of money on groceries and household items. And I knew that there was a better way for them to get the things that they want, like, and need without paying full price. I felt so convicted in it, so much so that even before I started my YouTube channel, when I was in the store and I had the paper old school coupons, if I saw someone buying diapers and I had a diaper coupon, I would rummage in my coupon bag and I would give them a diaper coupon. 80% of the time, the people were very receptive and very thankful. The other 20% of the time, people literally say, oh no, I'm not that broke. I don't need a coupon. I can pay for it. But I'm like, this piece of paper is giving you $5 off a box of diapers. $5 off a box of diapers. You're paying $30 for this box of diapers. You don't want to save that $5 and use that, I don't know, maybe to get a treat for your kid. I don't know, put an extra $5 in your gas tank. Put an extra $5 towards their college. Why would you pay full price when you don't have to? So I wanted to bring awareness around using coupons, deals, promotions, and rebate apps doesn't necessarily mean that you're broke. It means that you're being strategic with your money. I'd rather not pay for toothpaste, but then be able to go on vacation and pay full price for my margarita because I'm staying in a hotel room that I'm not paying full price for, okay? Sometimes you have to, but if I can get a deal on the hotel room, we're getting a deal on the hotel room. If we can get a deal on the flight, we're getting a deal on the flight. If we're driving there because it's cheaper than flying, we're gonna drive there, but I'm gonna get some cash back on my gas. Any place in my life that I can reduce the amount that I'm spending so I have more money to buy the things that there's literally no discounts for. We're going to do an experience of some sort, right? There's no discount for the experience, but that experience is amazing. But because I've been getting toothpaste for free for 5 years, I can afford this experience. Or like because I don't spend $700 a month on groceries, I can afford to pay the car payment on my new car. It may not seem like a lot in the moment, but choosing to solve that problem when I started felt like I was making an impact in the world because I was helping women go from spending $700 a month on groceries to spending $300 a month. And being able to have that $400 that otherwise would go in the toilet or literally go in the trash because they were being wasteful, they were able to do something really impactful with that. That is why I chose to solve that problem. Now I chose to solve the problem of helping business owners with content because same thing rings true. Nothing bad happens when women make more money. And to see a woman make an extra $500, an extra $1,000, an extra $2,000 a month can completely change the life of them and their family. They can do more. They can go on that vacation. They can put their kid in soccer. They can put their kid in that private school. They can go on that vacation that they have been wanting to go on for years and they didn't see where the funds are lining up. But now that they started their business, they're making an extra $1,000 a month. They can put $300 a month away towards their vacation. And next year, they're going to ball out and have the best vacation of their lives. This is why I chose to solve those problems. So why did you choose to solve your problems and share that type of content with your audience? Now, I've talked about creating connection content around your business, around your industry, and around your story, and around your why for starting. So I'd love to know if you have any questions about creating connection content down in the comments. I would love to invite you to subscribe and join the Build a Business with Chris family. And if you're not already on my email list, make sure you go to christhemaximizer.com or click the link in the description box to get on my email list right now. When you're on my email list, you get notified when I go live. You get notified when I create fresh content just like this. And most importantly, you're going to get notified of the most up-to-date details on my brand new content membership. It launches in January of 2026, and the content membership is for business owners who are ready to create consistent content that converts into consistent sales in their business. I am live coaching in that membership 3 times a month, and you're going to be able to ask me unlimited questions about your business, about your content, about your sales. So the content membership is for you if you're a business owner that's looking to grow your sales by creating consistent content. I can't wait to help you with your content and your business. So I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.